Welcome back everyone to Life with Cloud. Before we begin the video, I want to say a thank you to everyone who has watched this entire series from the beginning. Some of the people I met on the Disney Villainous Reddit community, you guys are wonderful. Definitely the DM feedback has been much appreciated on how I can improve some of my videos. And then some of the tips and tricks that we've been able to discuss, definitely super helpful as well. I'm super excited for this video because we are jumping into the first expansion of Disney Villainous, and this one comes at a request from someone that had messaged me privately, and the one that we're going to take a look at today is the Perfectly Wretched one. So, and this is what it looks like. This one has Cruella de Vil at the front, and she is the kind of the poster child of this Disney Villainous. So we're going to take a look at what's inside the box today, what to expect in this expansion set, because there's definitely some very interesting mechanics. We're not going to go through it in detail because that's for future videos. Today we're just going to go through what's inside the box. So let's take a look. As we begin with taking a look at the most obvious, which is the outside of the box of this expansion set, you'll notice a lot of the gold theming around here, and then I don't know if you can tell, but there's a nice shine to some of these words here. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, oh, that's perfect. So there's a nice shine here on the word villainous, on the word Disney, with the matte kind of background. It definitely shows up. That gold embroidering around it, very nice. You can't necessarily tell, but I don't know if you can tell, but when you touch these words, or even this one here, it bumps up a little bit. So it's quite nicely textured. And I think this is something that Disney does really well, is their attention to detail of the products, I guess, that comes out, right? So that's kind of what the outside the box looks like. The next thing that we have is your typical learn how to play. And definitely a lot of instructions here on different villains, how to do certain actions. And we definitely have gone through that, but we'll continue to go through that as well. All right. Next, we take a look at some of the game guides. And so I think this is one of the best things I like about these new expansions is that they're adding a dynamic to the game that didn't previously exist. And what I mean by that is this. So this here is an additional card that you play on the game board for Mother Gothel. In this case, this one's Rapunzel, and it's the hero card for her. This is one of those things, and you'll see it as we look through the rest of these boxes, but for Cruella, for Mother Gothel, even for Pete, they have additional things that go onto the game boards outside of just the regular piece as well. So I like this new kind of external meta that they've added to these playstyles of these characters. So this is definitely really cool. This is made out of a harder type of, it's not plastic, but like almost cardboard type of feel. Here you have your game guides. You have Cruella, Mother Gothel, and then Pete. And then behind that, you have your cheat sheets for your action symbols. You know, gain a power, play a card, activate fate, move an ally item, move a hero, vanquish, and discard cards. So all the 8 different things that we can do, that's common to all villains. As we take a look at next is the game boards. And these game boards are awesome, right? Texture-wise, similar to the original ones, very nice, very strong. At the same time, you know, as you take a look at Pete's board, you know, very appropriate for his theme. Black and white is his theme. And you'll take a look here. There's nothing we notice differently about the board. There's no lock that we need to place. And, you know, 2 on the top, 2 at the bottom. As you see in future boards here, it will definitely change as well, right? Next, we take a look at Mother Gothel, and she has this nice gold and yellow theme. And as we open it up, once again, you'll notice there's no lock here at the very end, but hopefully you'll quickly notice that there's something different about this board. There's only 1 here at the forest, and then 1 here at the snuggly duckling at the very top, and then there's 3 here at the bottom as well, right? So definitely a new play style for Mother Gothel. And then last but not least, it's Cruella, very red themed. And as you take a look at her board very quickly, once again, no lock here at Hell Hall. However, you have 3 here at the bottom and then 2 here at the top, right? So once again, different. than the traditional game boards that we've seen from the original Disney set. Next, we will take a look at what I believe is my favorite of all of these things, is the game pieces. So this is Pete. You can tell here's a little bit of his overall strap, the hat, the cat ears. So this is Pete here, right? Very cool. Next, we have the black and white, Cruella, and this is, if you can't tell, this is her giant coat, right, made out of fur. And then last but not least, from Mother Gothel, this is the flower that keeps you young forever, and nice yellow and or gold theming here as well. Next, we will take a look at the cards and the backgrounds of them. So first, we're going to start with Mother Gothel, and so you have your typical white background is your fate, and then your colored background is your villain deck. And so I think what I like to focus on here is if you can see through the glare, but yeah. So the theming is very good, right? So you have the tower here for Mother Gothel, the lanterns for Rapunzel, and then specifically in the corners, they actually change it for each of the decks for the respective villain. So here you have the leaf of the plant in the story, or the flower in the story, and then here's the little bit of the robe for Rapunzel as well. So it's very nice. Next, once again, the white background is for the hero, and then you have the very, very red Cruella. And then here you have your Dalmatians at the very bottom, the car here, the infamous car. And then you have a lot of the her jacket here at the very top, a lot of the fur, and then around the corner you have the little paws. And I think that's my favorite out of all of this here. There's the paws, right? Very nice. And then last but not least is Pete in his black and white theme. Once again, the white is the hero / fate. And then the colored, in this case it's black, is Pete. And so he has the boat here at the very bottom. And then the border here, as you can tell, is the steering wheel of the boat. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's a very Pete themed stealing things as well. And then last but definitely not least, in terms of what you find in the box, is extra tokens. So you'll see some power tokens here. And then I want to highlight this real quick. So these are game pieces. That's different add-on game pieces for Pete. So similar to how Mother Gothel had that extra Rapunzel piece, Pete has these extra quests that he has to complete while he plays through it. And then you'll notice in here, I'm just going to take a few out, but you have for Cruella, these are power tokens. So Cruella, you have these Dalmatians, right? So that, once again, adds a different dynamic to the playstyle of Cruella, Pete, and Mother Gothel as well. So definitely very excited to go through these decks. Definitely very excited to go through the playstyle of these decks and what is different from these decks in the future videos. This is what you'll find in the entire expansion set for Perfectly Wretched. You have your game guides here at the very bottom. You have the pieces here. You have a lot of the additional actions here for Pete, Cruella, and also for Mother Gothel. Definitely a lot more power tokens, another fate token, the game boards, the cards, and this is that really nice box we're talking about. Very nice detail, and then the instructions and the cheat sheets. So this is what you can expect to find in your Disney Villainous expansion. And that's it, guys. That is Disney Villainous Perfectly Wretched. I look forward in the weeks to come reviewing all three of these decks, how they play, tips and combinations, and how all the extra game board pieces interact with the game board itself. The first villain we're going to take a look at will be Pete, and that is at the request of a subscriber / viewer. As you guys are interacting either in the comment section below or privately messaging me, I definitely do appreciate the feedback, and the least I can do for you guys is reviewing your villains first. As always, I am grateful for you guys spending the time to watch these videos, drop a like if it was helpful or if you enjoyed the video, and then in the comment section below, let me know how I can improve or what you want to see next. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.